Once again, the world's best cash game players are back as high-stakes poker moves to the Palms Casino. And some of the best no-limit tournament players want a piece of the action, too. If you remember, Barry Greenstein had his aces cracked by Sammy Farr in a $400,000 pot.
You got to gamble to win, boys and girls.
And Antonio Esfandiari met a similar fate when his aces went down, too.
Count your money.
About time that Antonio gets what he deserves.
Will the newcomers have what it takes to win? Or will we see one of the amateur players teach the pros a thing or two?
Yes, baby! Woo!
Anything can happen on high-stakes poker.
Woo!
From the Palms Casino Resort in Las Vegas, we're playing high-stakes poker. For those of you who've been anxiously waiting for us to return, we're back. Your prayers have been answered. Hi, everybody. I'm AJ Benza alongside Gabe Kaplan. Gabe, we've got Daniel Negreanu back tonight. We've got Sammy Farr and Fred Chaminade returns.
Right, AJ, and along with those guys, we've got some of the best and most exciting young guns in poker. We've got Daniel Elahi, Mike the Grinder Mizrachi, Phil the Unabomber Locke, Antonio the Magician Esfandiari, and Mike D-Mouth Matusow.
Oh, boy. You know, our lineup will continue to change as the game progresses, but it looks like you need a nickname to be on tonight's show. Is there a nickname you like, Gabe?
I like it when everyone calls me Sweet Pea.
Do you want me to call you that?
I prefer it.
Sweet Pea it is.
Bubbles.
Thank you. Okay, enough with the introductions. We got some poker to play. Let's get right to the high-stakes action. And antes and blinds are the same as last year.
Just go like this in this corner, just like that.
Daniel Negreanu's on the button to start the action tonight.
What do you think I'm going to do?
There he goes. Don't go broke first time. Be embarrassing.
Phil Lack has a pair of sixes here. He's going to raise it up to 2,000. And the Magician has a pair of jacks.
You're right.
Just tell me. I want to just. I'm going to get this straight.
And he raises to 7,000.
Going into the tank for like 10 minutes before they put their money in. That's my biggest pet peeve in poker.
First hand.
Just if you're going to play, go like this and put your chips in.
Who would you like to have, Daniel? Mike or Sean?
Well, Mike plays a lot worse than Sean. Sean's actually getting better. Mike just has no future.
7,000. Oh, okay.
Players are discussing who they'd rather have at the table, Sean Cheeky Chacon or Mike Matusow. You'll find that Mike does a lot more talking than Sean. They don't call him the mouth for nothing. Phil Lack has called the 7,000, and he's checked in advance. Here's the flop.
9 ace 5 with 2 hearts.
You're king 4.
Antonio's jack still in the lead here.
Dude, I had 9-3 every hand. Didn't matter. Dude.
Phil, who checked in advance, waiting to see what the Magician does.
And with Jennifer Tilly looking on, Antonio bets $10,000.
Jennifer says, what are you doing to my man on his first hand here?
I'll lose all the money for it.
I guess if I fold, I don't have to ask what you have. I can just wait for the show.
Phil knows he's beat. He's played a lot of cards with Antonio over the years, and he knew that his sixes were no good in that spot.
So Antonio takes down the first pot, worth over $15,000.
Oh, first hand, whack the Unabomber. That was so
A
nice.
Unabomber whacking.
What?
I should have called. I had Jack 4 of diamonds. Probably more. So what? I'll move back. He doesn't have an ace.
I had ace queen, but I was looking to hit 2 pair to continue.
Did you have pocket 4s or something? Good
Antonio right there, knowing exactly where the Unabomber was at.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. A world-class player raises and flops top pair and wins. A bad poker player raises, misses the flop completely. The other guy flops a pair, and he wins. In case you all didn't know anything about poker, I'll give you a little lesson.
Did you understand that?
Not at all.
Came from Professor Erwin Corey's tips for pro poker players as Sammy Farr raises to 2,000.
Negreanu's got a hand worth playing. He calls with 4-3 hearts.
You must have good cards at all times!
I would like to put a bounty on Mike Matusow. If anybody felts the mouth, I am buying dinner.
Beware of the limpers.
It's your restaurant of choice.
Who limped? 4 plays
Beware of
remain
the limpers.
for the flop.
I limped 2,000.
Deuce.
Flop comes 8-4 deuce.
Beware of the limpers.
And Mike Matusow got the deuce that he called for. He doesn't really need it.
Let's go.
Sammy's got the best hand here. He raised it up, hoping for some clubs or a straight, and wound up making top pair of 8s. Well, and he's bet 8,000 here.
Less than the pot. There's more in the pot.
Daniel's the only other player that has anything, has a pair of 4s.
I might have my favorite hand.
What's that? Well, that would be a good hand at this time. I know what your favorite hand is.
What is it?
That would be a very good hand at this point.
Well, we don't know what his favorite hand is.
And Daniel decides to muck his hand.
I'll play it.
And now it's the Grinder, who only has ace high.
Today I'm trying to win.
2 4s. My favorite hand.
Oh, his favorite hand is 2-4, so he'd have flopped a set of 4s if he got his favorite hand. Thank you for telling us, Grinder.
Grinder
What
splits.
Everybody's out. Sammy.
Change the lineup. Where's Maury? Change this lineup, Maury. This is unbelievable.
Who's Maury? Maury sounds like a tailor.
You might want to change his shirts.
I want to replace like these nits with the people that play in that big game every day. I know how bad they all play. These guys here actually play halfway decent.
Oh, wait. We've been upgraded to halfway decent? Before we were all like total Hopelatron.
You're Hopetrons, but them guys are more Hopetrons. Hopetron, I like that name. That's a new name. I like it. Hopetron.
Mikey.
I can't.
So, and the degenerates that are really hopeless, degeneratum, Hopelatron. That's the species genus.
This guy's off the complete deep end.
He is?
Just don't see Dahl Brunson and Barry Greenstein getting into Hopetron conversation.
Why is that, Sammy's?
You can't. I'll tell you what. I'll play with
Mike Mattisau raised to $2,000 with a King Jack. Esfandiari calls with $2,000 with a King Queen.
Probably would raise him back. I probably might do it right now anyway.
And Sammy's got the Grinder's favorite hand here, pair of 4s. And he looks like he's going to do something with
I'll
it.
show you how what gambling is.
Much to be loved, Sammy.
Oh, let me see the cards
You
first.
gotta look right.
All right. We're gonna gamble, boys. What the hell? You wanna gamble?
$15,000 from Farha.
I don't need a hand.
Sammy has picked up where he left off
The
last
more money you
time.
have, the more money you win.
And Mike and the Magician fold quickly.
And Sammy's going to win the hand.
Jack 6 of clubs.
I just felt weakness with your raise. Don't play weak against him, Mikey. You're a little bit quiet now. Look at him. He's depressed.
Smile, but he's being in that, like
He's a little bit
I
depressed
am
right
just
now.
setting you all up.
By the time you do, you might be broke.
Set us up to put his last 1,500 in.
Good. That'll teach him a lesson.
From the Palms Resort and Casino, you're watching High Stakes Poker.
Looks like our job's going to be easy this year, AJ. These players are talking a lot.
Either that or a lot of coffee.
I'm ramping up to the point where I won't be able to.
The Grinder raises the $2,000 with a King 10.
Oh, I love hugs. I'd take it.
I call.
And Fred Shamanara calls our Mo Green. Say, what's all this talk at this table? Last time I lost my money in peace.
Flops a 9-9-4 with 2 hearts.
Fred called the 2,000 with a 5 deuce of diamonds. Not a bad play. He started with 100,000 this trip. He's a restaurant owner from Chicago, amateur poker player.
And despite what some viewers thought last year, Freddie's glasses are not X-ray glasses. He cannot read cards.
And he doesn't call with the 5 high. Freddie's hoping to get lucky this year, walk away with some money.
Got a lot of heart.
I mean, he's one of them. You know, there's these like poker players. Like they think that poker's all skill, and they have these big egos, and they think they're good.
That wouldn't be you.
He's one of them.
That wouldn't be
See,
you.
I'm one of the very few people that know that what poker is, and like you could be the greatest player in the world and
Is
never
that what
win
makes
a
you
pot.
so successful, sir?
No, I just know. That's all. I'm just a realist.
Well, you know, the interesting thing about this year is that a lot of the things that happened in last season, everybody got to watch it. So, you know, consciously, I've made some little notes on things that I did, and now coming into the second season, I'm going to do things a little differently to fool my opponents. I picked up some tells on myself. I found that a couple times when I was bluffing, and a couple people mentioned this, that I was like really blinking profusely, right? But that's just the nervous tick that I have due to stress from the lights. But I thought, you know what, if they think that means I'm bluffing, when I have the nuts, I'm going to just go like this.
Next time Daniel plays solitaire, he's going to know exactly where he's at. He's going to play very well against himself. I said, lights look a little bit hotter this time.
Back to the action.
Change it up a little bit. Take Mike's advice.
Wow.
Alai calls with an ace-jack offsuit.
Oh,
That is so strong.
And the Grinder comes along with ace-5
Limping's
hearts.
fun. And do we limp a lot here? I mean, I like to see flops and players that just was like raise, fold, fold.
Mattisau limps in with pocket 3s.
Seeing flops is pretty fun.
And Mattisau flops a set of 3s.
And that shuts him up. He has nothing to say right at this moment. He bet 2,000 and everybody's going
Well,
out.
to know that I flop a set and nobody has anything. Thank you.
Oh, I had a 10.
Thank you. That's
I
real
had queen
green.
10. I had queen 10.
Yeah,
That's how tough you are.
Yeah. I'd lay 500,000 to 1 that you didn't have queen 10. The day you float top pair away, hell freeze over.
We're back at the Palms Resort and Casino for more high-stakes poker.
Let's try it again.
Elahi picks up pocket
Game's not
queens
on
and
the
just
square.
calls.
Wow.
Incidentally, that thing with the canvas
all
cover and the one eye is Mattisau's date.
Anything in Vegas.
I like limp poker. I think
At
all
Shirley.
possibly limp.
Flop comes 6-8-10.
And Daniel Elahi still has the best hand. Daniel Negreanu's got a pair of 10s and the inside straight draw. And Mike Mattisau has an open-end straight draw. Elahi with the best hand bets 2,500.
And with his top pair, Negreanu calls Elahi's bet.
Mike Mattisau picks his nose.
Quietly.
Looks at Shirley. Shirley bows her head down and says, I don't know, we might get lucky and catch a 4.
And the turn brings it 2 diamonds.
Daniel Elahi still with a pair of queens. With this flop and 2 callers, I think Daniel's got to bet a lot of money here. And then if anybody raises him, he knows he's in trouble. So let's see how much he bets.
That's out $9,500.
That's a very good bet.
Is that 95?
It's going to be a tough call, and Daniel Negreanu's not going to make it, and Mike immediately throws his hand away.
So Elahi's queens. Pocket queens win a pot worth over $11,000.
Yeah, it was right here. It might be for me. Well, people know.
You all play so bad, you know, we could play. We can like take this game over to my house afterwards after we're done. Yeah, I mean, I got a poker table, and you know, I don't want to leave any of you guys like feeling like you guys got cheated when you lose all your money.
Mike Mattisau makes a lot of jokes, and then he laughs at his own jokes. Finds himself very amusing.
Yeah. You played me yesterday and beat me.
So Shamanara and Negreanu have called the blind.
Title.
And Ms. Rocky now raises to $2,800.
He's got a pair of 7s.
I'll do anything y'all want to do. Just say, Mike.
How about being quiet just for a little while?
That was 2,200 more. I call.
Shamanara calls at $2,200.
Chips? Yeah, give me another 100,000.
Daniel Negreanu is buying another 100,000 for the next hand.
Right.
What do you mean?
And look at this, Ms. Rocky, trip 7s.
Chip guy.
And the grinder very casually
Chip guy.
bets 5,000.
Bet you that wasn't his name.
Can I have 200 in red and then?
And Fred Shamanara could be in trouble in this hand.
I call.
He's flopped top pair with the ace kicker.
8 of spades on the turn.
That might help Fred Shamanara get away. Grinder's going to find out right now if he has a 9.
Grinder bet $6,800.
Now this is where experience really comes in. You might catch somebody bluffing in a spot like this, but usually in this situation, somebody bets you have ace-jack, you're beat. But Fred Shamanara is going to call.
Fine.
There's no card he can win with. He can split this pot with a 9.
And the river brings a jack of clubs.
Terrible card, because if he called on 4th Street with a pair of jacks, he's now made 3 jacks. Although it was the jack of clubs, did make a
25.
flush.
And Ms. Rocky bets $25,000.
There is no hand that Fred Shamanara can beat right now. Ms. Rocky would not bet King Jack. Only thing he can beat is a stone cold bluff.
Look at this. I gotta take my glasses off.
He's going to take his glasses off, and Mattisau takes his glasses off. Daniel Elahi says, don't call. You're beat. Sammy said, you're beat. Don't call. Get in a pot with me. Negreanu said, no, don't call. The magician said, please, there's no magic here. You're beat, Shamanara. They all know that the grinder has the best hand
Just
right
call.
here.
Full house.
Oh,
And he does call. Mizrachi shows him the bad news. The 2 sevens for a full house.
Wow.
And Fred Chaminara says, just like before, a restaurant business is a lot easier than this.
And the grinder pulls in a pot worth over $82,000.
Well, the reason they call me a grinder, actually, it's more for cash games, and I named myself about 8 years ago for an online screen name, so I thought it'd suit me really well. I was just grinding out for the past 8 years, playing cash games, and there's a part where, like a slang where I say I'm a machine, and that's more for tournaments because I'm just a maniac. I play a lot of hands, but I play them right. I play my cards right. And the grind, I play more a little conservative in cash games, picking my spots. I don't have to accumulate all the chips and, just taking here, pick 100 here, 100 until, and I'm not trying to win everything, all the money, just take a poker win every day, and I'm happy with that.
Well, he's doing okay for himself. He just took over $37,000 of Freddie Chaminara's money in the last hand.
Nice pair for Mattisau, pair of 8s.
Nice pair for anybody.
The Unabomber and Mattisau.
Give me change.
He just called with his 8s.
What did Unabomber live to?
And Phil Lock is going to call with 7-4 hearts. Oh. And Daniel Lahi with ace queen is going to raise it up to 3,000.
Still have a chance. That's really bad.
There's Rocky with the king, jack of hearts.
I called.
Hold on 1 second. I haven't been active.
No leading the witness.
I call.
He calls. And Chaminara.
3,000 more or just 3,000?
King 10.
Oh, come on, Mike. You wanted to call. That's so unfair.
Mike raises now to 11-8 with his pair 8.
I was going to, look at that. That was going to destroy everybody. Yeah, they win. I was going to.
You were going to do some something.
Yeah, I was going to hurt some people.
Daniel Lahi's got an interesting decision. Mike Mattisau just called the big blind. He raised 3,000, and Mike came over the top, made it 11-8. What does a great young pro like Daniel Alahi do when he has ace-queen in this situation? That shows you what he does.
There you go.
He just throws it away.
We're going to have to knock you out.
He would have been even money, but he didn't know
He's
that.
on a free roll, so it could be some garbage.
The way Mike Mattisau played this hand, he could have had aces or kings or ace-king, and Daniel Alahi would have been in big trouble. Now, Fred Chaminara is possibly thinking about calling with a king-10 offsuit here. It wouldn't be that bad a play because of Mattisau's hand, but he thinks better of it. And Mattisau's play works perfectly. And he's quiet. Whenever he wins a hand or flops a good hand, we get a break.
We're back for more high-stakes poker from the Palms Resort and Casino. While we were gone, a special guest dropped by.
Hi, Mommy.
Mike Mattisau's mom, Gloria.
Oh, he's got his mom and his girlfriend.
Good morning. You're not going to be upset if I bust him completely, are you? Because that's the plan. Okay, that's the plan. How you doing?
He's okay.
He's coming back.
He's been tough since
Really?
He's coming back.
Yeah, well, later we're going to go to my place and I'm going to bust him.
Gloria's playing in the game where the moms are playing in the next room. Everybody's mom.
This is Mom, for all of you that don't know my mom.
It's a pleasure to meet the woman that created Mike Mattisau.
That's Phil Locke.
I'm proud of it. Okay, what they said.
This is Jennifer.
Nice to meet you. He's fun to be with. If I ever see him,
Without you, we'd all be broke.
I'll see you.
We're
Thursday night.
okay.
Passover night.
Okay, you got it.
Yes, first night. It's got to be there. Of course. So what do you do now?
We're just. This is a cash game. We just play all day.
Just for fun?
No, for fun, yeah. There's like $2 million on the table, but we're playing for fun.
Okay.
Look,
fine.
we're the only Jews on the team we bought for the lease.
Yeah.
Bought for $600.
Well, to know that if he's betting 600, there's no way that ace-7 is any good.
I called his hand as ace-jack. He couldn't have king-jack?
No.
Why not?
Because you read good.
You don't know anything about poker.
I love it. If I was on vacation somewhere and somebody says, what do you want to do for a real proper vacation? I would say, seat 5, high-stakes poker, please. Just
You know what
put
they
some
ask
of
me?
the...
They go, if you were on a desert island, who would you want to be locked on an island with? I said, with Daniel Negreanu because we'd have a lot of fun together.
Wow, you know how gay that sounds?
They asked what professional poker player.
Seriously, I could. If we were on a stranded island, I could teach him how to play poker. He still wouldn't learn.
Professional poker
He is so
player.
stubborn. He's never going to learn how to play. You'll never learn how to play poker because you're too stubborn.
I can't take it. You guys
He's too stubborn. He's never going to learn. Mike is one of those guys you could explain to him as plain as day. This is how it works. You just can't believe it.
I can feel the blood vessels in my head expanding like the little man.
You'll never learn this, young man.
I can't take it.
Fred Chaminara says this sounds like happy hour at my bar in Chicago.
In the meantime, Sammy Farr has raised to $2,000 and he has 3 callers.
Sam, you're the quietest one at this table.
Still sleepy, buddy.
So 4-way action. Flop comes 7, king, 6.
And Fred Chaminara has best hand here, pair of kings. Daniel Lahi has an open-end straight.
4,000 in my lucky number, so let me see it. At the 4,000.
4,000.
And Mo Green bets 4,000.
Not even a statue for that man came.
Daniel Lahi is just going to call with his open-end straight.
There goes my aces. I can't play. There is 7, he said. Earlier he had 3 7s.
And I don't know what the grinder's thinking about. Maybe he thinks Elahi and Chaminara are weak, and he's going to come over the top. He doesn't have anything, really. Or maybe he's just taking up time to be on TV. Throws his hand away.
Turn has a queen.
No straight for Elahi. Fred Chaminara still with the best hand.
He's going to make a move here.
It seems when any of these players get in a hand with Chaminara, the rest of the table is quiet.
Elahi bets $12,000.
They want to give some slack to the pro who's in a hand with Chaminara. That's what it seems like to me. They don't know who has the best hand right now.
Yeah.
And Fred Chaminara says, why did he bet? I have kings. I'm going to call.
Call.
Another call from Chaminara. River 4 of hearts.
And Daniel Lahi needed a 4 or a 9, and he got his 4.
Yep.
How much you playing?
It's also a possible flush out there with 3 hearts.
About 38,000.
He asked you, Mike?
He's right.
I was trying to speed up the game.
I know. It's okay. It's funny because on the last show, Todd got mad because I did that.
That does happen. If a player asks the other player he's involved in the hand with how much money he has, they don't want anyone else to answer.
Yep.
Daniel Elahi knows that Fred Chaminara has a pair of kings.
And he just puts in $25,000 into a $41,000 pot.
Now, that's the same amount that Michael Mizrachi bet when Michael Mizrachi had the full house.
And Freddie chooses to lay it down.
And Freddie throws his kings away.
Wow.
I don't think Daniel Elahi should have bet $25,000. Should have bet something like 20 because that $25,000 amount had a bad ring to Fred Chaminara.
As far as reading people goes, it's one of the biggest parts of the game. I mean, body language tells you everything, betting patterns. You got to be able to read people if you want to win. I mean, you can't just play blind poker and just look at your cards and that's it. You got to play the other player's hand as well.
He is pretty good, but not as good as me. I agree. Nobody's as good as me.
Nobody's as good as Mike. Mike's the only guy that makes Phil Hellmuth look humble.
Just unlucky. I love the guys that, the old school guys that, if they just had any luck, they'd have money. But it's, this game's all luck. And guys who have money just have horseshoes up their butt, right?
Okay, what's he talking about? Horseshoes, butts,
Yeah, look, must be young. When I was young, I used to make flushes like that, too.
A lot of older players, it's like a wise tale among older players that younger players are luckier, that you get all your luck when you're young.
A lot of
You
Hollywood,
buy into
my
that?
friend.
No, I don't believe it.
All right.
I think you just get a little bit jaded when you're older and you want to, you're not as sharp as when you were younger and you want to have an excuse for losing. Not that I ever lose.
No, I wouldn't mean that. Of course not. Flop comes 4 ace king. Chaminara has his aces. And Matisau's flush draw.
Let's see. Matisau's kind of right in there in the middle age-wise. Let's see if he's lucky and makes his flush. He's going to bet it.
$6,000 bet for Matisau.
6,000 on the flush draw. Phil Locke's got a pair of 7s. He's not going to call.
Nope.
Sammy's out. Back to Fred Chaminara, who has not been too lucky in this game. He's got pretty good hands when it's been real unlucky to have pretty good hands. And he's going to call with his aces. Right now, there's a good call. It would have been better to raise.
Turns a jack of clubs.
Fred's kind of snake bit here. Mike doesn't follow up and bet again.
Queen of spades on the river.
Mike Matusow has not made his flush. And Fred Chaminade has one scared pair of aces. He checks. Now a 10 is a straight. Mike Matusow cannot win this pot unless he bets. He's well aware of it.
And here he goes. $15,000 for Matusow.
Fred Chaminade says, what are these guys doing to me? I know he has a 10. I just know he wouldn't bet unless he has to have a 10. Let me stand up here. Now, the other players knew that the grinder had the best hand. I don't think they know if Matusow has a 10 here.
Bet 15,000.
The other players are interested in what's going on here. They're wondering about Matusow's hands just like Fred Chaminade is. He's quiet.
And he throws it away.
A lot of bluffing going on around here.
Listen, boys. Listen, boys. This game's got to get out of the muck sooner or later.
Not you beat, but
I mean, this game's got to get out of the muck sooner or later.
Welcome back to the Palms Casino in Las Vegas for more high-stakes poker.
Was that against Blueberry? I think it was.
That guy's special, too.
He's the worst. He's special. He is special.
Blinds are still $300 and $600 with a $100 ante.
He's a pretty special dark man and awful.
His perfect Sammy hand, 6-7 suited.
Negreanu raises $2,000 on his queen jack.
Who?
I mean, the games are full. The games are too big.
Yeah, they're way too big.
And 50-100 is twice as big as the no limit.
Phil Lock calls with an ace-queen.
In the beginning, everyone's stack was 50,000.
And of course, Sammy's going to call with 6-7 of spades.
That had like 90 in front of him yesterday.
Let's also point out that Negreanu's in today's game for $350,000. Sammy Farhar and Phil Lock in for $100,000 apiece.
You beat me out of 10,000.
Phil Lock flops top pair, ace queen, and Daniel Negreanu's got top 2 pair, queens and jacks.
Oh yeah.
And Negreanu bets $4,000.
Very good bet.
I cashed out a 90 ball.
Phil Lock's going to raise.
My new favorite game.
He's got ace queen.
Play that bad live game?
Jennifer Tilly's becoming interested in the game. She knows something's going on that her man's involved in.
And the Unibomber with $11,000 bet.
No, 11,000.
11,000, I'm sorry.
Oh, brother. Brittle.
Daniel Negreanu with top 2 pairs talking about the brutality of everything. Sounds like Rodney Danger.
Yeah.
Oh, the brutality of it all. Flop top 2 pair. What are you going to do? Jennifer says, well, do something, Daniel. My guy's over here. He's covered up.
Everybody's got a corner person today in today's game.
I'd make it 35.
$35,000 for Negreanu.
A speech about how brutal everything is, and then a raise. Oh, yeah. The speech is throwing me off, kid.
Wow, you got the re-raise in there?
10, 20, 24 more? 24 more.
Phil Lock has great poker instincts.
Yeah.
He knows something's going on in this hand.
You were prepared to raise before anything happened. You were all snugged up and you had your 2,000 prepared. And then you did it. And now this flop comes.
Sean, Sheiky makes a brief appearance.
So sick, half the reason why I bet was so I could fold if you raise. I don't want to fold. No, I did. I raised partial thing.
Push-up or two.
I raised thinking if he re-raises, I might have to fold. That's so sick.
There was a waiver. It said no push-ups on the show.
I know. I signed it. I signed it. No push-ups. I can do crunches and.
I gotta check my contract out. I think it said I can do push-ups.
I got a funny feeling that I'm not supposed to put any more money in. It's so sick.
You sound like me when I hate to lay it down.
This is the best hand I've had since we started.
Here, use my money and call.
I would love to call somebody else's money. If I fold, this is a scoreboard decision almost. 85 if I fold, it's not so bad. 65, 70. You have to have me beat, right? How can you do that without having me beat? It could be a chop. Can't be a chop. Can it be a chop? Could be a chop.
When he just said chop, he just said that he has ace-queen.
Yeah, gave it away.
Could be a chop.
We can run
Phil
it
Lock
twice.
is not going to call here.
Put it all in and run it twice? Wow.
I might only be 50 to 1.
And correctly, he's not going to call.
Yeah.
Do 3 times there.
He might have 3 jacks.
Just confirming to himself that he's not calling.
No, he doesn't have that. He has kings, aces, or a set of jacks.
And I have ace-queen.
All those hands.
And it's taking this long?
Jeez.
That's the good sign, Daniel. They're all good, whatever you have.
He doesn't have either one of those. I just want you to know that.
I had the queen.
1 queen with the king?
Huh?
Jack.
What game? What game?
I'm going to find out.
Jack on the turn?
All good.